A new study just dropped and the financial media ran with it hard. The headline, Americans need 1.46 million to retire comfortably. And if you saw that number, you probably felt one of two things, either relief because you're close or panic because you're nowhere near it. But I want to challenge that number today, because for the people I work with, 1.46 million is either way too much or not nearly enough. And when you build a retirement plan around a number that doesn't fit your situation, you either quit saving too early or stay chained to a desk longer than you need to. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why that $1.46 million figure is misleading, what the study actually measured, and how to build a retirement number that's specific to your life, not some national average. The Northwestern Mutual 2026 Planning and Progress Study surveyed 4,375 U.S. adults and asked a simple question: how much money do you think you need to retire comfortably? The average answer was 1.46 million, up from 1.26 million the year before. Notice what they measured. They measured what people believe they need, not what they actually need based on income sources, tax strategy, or spending habits. It's a perception survey, not a retirement income analysis. And the media took that perception number and turned it into a benchmark, a standard, a target every American should hit. That's the problem. The study also showed that 46% of Americans don't expect to be financially ready for retirement, and 48% believe they'll outlive their savings. Those are serious concerns, but the solution isn't to chase a single magic number someone else came up with. The solution is to understand your own math. Here's what the headline won't tell you. The households I work with, people within 10 years of retirement with serious savings, typically need anywhere from $2 million to $4.5 million to fully fund 30 plus years of retirement and maintain or grow their lifestyle. Now, a lower number can work, but only if markets deliver average returns, inflation stays in check, and life doesn't throw you any curveballs. In my experience, at least one of those three assumptions breaks down for almost everyone at some point. 1.46 million might be fine for someone with a pension, low expenses, and a paid-off home in a low-cost state. It's not a plan for a couple in their early 60s with $8,000 a month in expenses, a mortgage, healthcare costs before Medicare, and 30 years of retirement ahead of them. Your number is your number, not a survey average. People focus on the portfolio balance, the pile of money sitting in their 401k or IRA. That number feels real. It's on the statement, you can see it. But that balance is not the same as the income it produces in retirement. And income is what pays your bills. Below the surface of that balance are a dozen factors that completely change how far your money goes. Your tax bracket in retirement, how and when you take Social Security, what Medicare is going to cost, required minimum distributions that kick in, whether you want them or not, and whether you're planning as a couple or on your own. A $1.46 million portfolio with a poor tax strategy and bad Social Security timing can produce less retirement income than a $900,000 portfolio with a smart plan. That's not theory, that's math. The scary headline ignores all of that, and when people plan around a number that ignores all of that, they either undersave, oversave, or retire with the wrong strategy. This is the biggest variable the $1.46 million figure glosses over, and it's the one that moves the needle most. The average married couple in 2025 collects roughly $45,600 per year in combined Social Security benefits. Optimize the timing, and that number can climb to $55,000, $60,000, or more annually. Take a couple that wants $100,000 a year in retirement income. If Social Security covers $60,000 of that, their portfolio only needs to generate $40,000 a year. Using the 4% rule as a rough guideline, that points to $1 million portfolio, not 1.46 million. That's a $460,000 difference, and it came entirely from accounting for income they already earned and already have coming. For a single retiree, the math shifts again. One Social Security check, no second income to fall back on, and a portfolio that has to work harder to produce the same result. The single retiree number is often significantly higher than the married couple number. One headline number cannot capture any of this. Married couples and single retirees face entirely different retirement math, and most generic studies lump them together. For married couples, you're planning 2 retirement timelines. At some point, one of you will face a surviving spouse scenario. When that happens, the household loses 1 Social Security check. Expenses don't drop nearly as much as income does, and tax brackets often get worse, not better. That transition needs to be built into the plan before it happens. For single retirees, there's no second income to fall back on. The portfolio has to carry more weight. Healthcare and long-term care become more pressing conversations, and the margin for error is smaller. Same $1.46 million headline, two completely different plans. This is why your specific situation matters infinitely more than a national average. Here's something the study's average doesn't account for. Retirees don't spend the same amount every year. Research consistently shows what planners call the go-go, slow-go, and no-go phases. In the go-go years, roughly ages 60 to 75, retirees are healthy, active, and spending at or above pre-retirement levels. Travel, experiences, helping family, all of that front-loads retirement spending. In the slow-go years, spending naturally pulls back. In the no-go years, discretionary spending drops significantly, even as healthcare may tick up. When you plan with a flat spending assumption, you either overfund the early years or underfund them. You need a plan that front-loads income in the healthy years and adjusts from there. This also matters for tax planning. Spending more early in retirement often means pulling more from your portfolio before RMDs kick in, which creates a real opportunity to do Roth conversions and reduce your future tax bill, but only if you planned on it. Forget $1.46 billion for a moment. Your number starts with one question. How much after-tax income do you need each month in retirement? From there, work backwards. First, identify your guaranteed income, Social Security, any pension, rental income, anything coming in regardless of what your portfolio does. Map out the timing and the tax treatment of each source. Second, calculate the gap. Take your after-tax income need and subtract your guaranteed income. What's left is what your portfolio needs to cover. Third, factor in your tax bracket strategy. If most of your savings are in a traditional 401k, every dollar you pull out gets taxed as ordinary income. Roth accounts and taxable brokerage accounts change that equation. The tax location of your savings changes how much gross income your portfolio needs to produce to hit your net target. Fourth, run a sequence of returns check. A bad market in the first 3 to 5 years of retirement can do permanent damage to a portfolio that looks perfectly fine on paper. Your number needs a buffer for that risk. When you work through those 4 layers, your number might land at 1.2 million. It might land at 3.5 million. The point is, it's your number, built around your income, your taxes, your life, not a survey average. The 10 years before retirement are not the time to stay on autopilot. The best retirement plans offer flexibility. They don't follow rigid rules that must happen in a specific order or pattern. This is the window to shift from simply growing your money to making sure it's set up to work for you, covering your income, managing your taxes, handling healthcare costs, and protecting the people you love. The retirees who thrive don't just have a well-managed portfolio. They have a retirement system that pulls everything together. So the wealth they spent a lifetime building doesn't quietly slip away to taxes, bad timing, or decisions that could have been made differently with a little more preparation. I've seen the difference it makes, and I've seen what happens when people wait too long. The earlier you start, the more options you have. And in retirement, options are everything. If you want to figure out your actual retirement number, not a national average, that's exactly the kind of planning we do at MOKAN Wealth. Head to the link in the description and see if we're a fit. The first step is a conversation, and it starts there.